What's the biggest scam in life that no one wants to admit?
We work the majority of our lives during our fittest years of health for the promise of a golden retirement when we will probably be too old and ill to enjoy it properly.
The easy to join, difficult to cancel subscription model.
Online convenience fees.
The entire wedding industry. To be clear, not marriage, but weddings specifically. I'm happily married to my wife, and we were content to do something special, just the two of us. Maybe spend a couple of grand and treat ourselves a little bit to something amazing. Cue the families getting involved, and before you know it, we're spending closer to 20 grand on one day and feeding a bunch of people I've not heard of before or since the wedding.
Mum, tell me the truth and I won't be mad.
The subscription-based economy.
Paying exorbitant amounts of money for health insurance and still having to pay boatloads of cash for any doctor-hospital visits.
Click here to unsubscribe to this email notification.
That large global companies actually care about you.
The prices of anything baby-related, toys, food, clothes, etc. Was in a store on Saturday to get a coat mattress and cover. I cried.
That we're supposed to work for the rest of our lives.
Claw machines in arcades.
Giving parents your money for safekeeping as a kid.
Us private health insurance. Cutting out the middleman would save everyone money. It blows my mind we haven't changed anything.
That the fashion industry is anything other than planned obsolescence, designed simply to get people to spend money for no reason.
That saving the earth is in the hands of consumers and not big companies.
Tipping culture. It's how businesses scam the general public into paying additional costs so they could avoid paying their staff a living wage.
To gestures broadly, this pretty much covers it.
Normal television, paying to watch ads.
Mega churches on TV and elsewhere.
Insurance. My great-grandfather was a doctor, and there were stories of him treating people, often for free. He and his wife helped an entire family with scarlet fever in exchange for a jar of blackberry jam.
Trickle-down economics.
Life. Like, why is it so damn expensive? I didn't even ask to be here.
A lot of us have been convinced that we are selling our labor to companies at the correct price. In reality, we're selling it too cheaply.
The rat race, the idea that you are making progress towards a better world, carrying on with the destruction and degradation of our own environment in the name of progress.
The cost of education.
Mattresses, diamonds, and home furniture. Massive markups on these items.
The fact that airlines have X amount of seats per flight, but almost always sell extant seats, and then refund you about 80 of your ticket cost. Do that to the 10 people, and suddenly you have about 2 tickets worth of profits, seemingly out of nowhere, and everyone still has a flight. Just an unbelievably immoral way to gain a few bucks, but everyone just goes with it since the airplanes aren't exactly a train that comes every 10 minutes.
Needing a college degree for most high-level jobs when there is rarely any relevant knowledge gained from the degree relevant to the job.
The 5-day 40 work week.
Do what you love for a living and you'll never work a day in your life. Pure bullshit that will kill any enjoyment that you ever had for it.
Glasses we need pay to see biggest scam.
Car dealerships and realtors. They get rich and drive prices way up and basically do nothing but get between people buying cars and houses.
The US healthcare system.
One beer that costs $14 at a ball game and it's just totally basic like Miller Lite. Get off here!
Keeping up with the Jones.
Insurance that doesn't even pay for what you need, so most insurance of most types. A vast majority of people I've ever met would be better off putting the same amount they pay for various insurances into a savings account for emergencies, that they can then cover what insurance pretends to help with when things go wrong. But you have to have insurance, So, on top of their other bills, paying for insurance, high cost of living, and having to pay for everything insurance says isn't their problem, people can't just do the savings idea.
The greedy exploitation of the young by the old.
Gotta get in debt to build credit?
Having to buy one before getting one free.
Banks, in my opinion, they make money off our money, charge us to access it, and fine us for running out. Sometimes they take our homes. They've gone from a convenience and security to a social parasite. I absolutely hate them.
That politicians have your best interests at heart and will keep to the word of their manifestos.
70 of majors in college.
Being born. It's all downhill and expensive from the delivery room.
Involuntary government. We all acknowledge that politicians are clearly some of the very worst people, yet they dominate so many aspects of our lives.
Most insurance companies. Pay them monthly so they can argue you don't deserve your money back.
Taxation is theft. 33 bill for Ukraine proxy war, barely a whisper of help during COVID lockdown. American taxation isn't for Americans' benefit. Taxes. I don't have a problem with taxes. It's just that you have to pay taxes over the taxes you already pays, and then the government just uses it for something dumb, like a statue.
Encouraging kids to go to college before they know what they want to do with their life.
Working 5 days a week.
This whole thread is just people mentioning the consequences of capitalism, but refusing to just say capitalism, LOLL.
If you work hard, you'll get ahead in life. I suppose it's possible, but it's the least probable way of getting ahead.
Having kids will bring a couple closer together. Well, that's some prime bullshit.
The promise to children that working hard is enough to succeed.
Tipping, tipping, defiantly tipping. Last night I went for wings, food took forever, got no refills on drinks, bill took forever. Yet society tells me I should pay an extra $15. Because the restaurant doesn't pay her enough?
As an outsider, the way Americans are controlled by the moneymakers. Just living in America is a financial scam, and what is worse, the citizens' victims it defends it, partly through educational ignorance, i.e. the alternatives are portrayed as socialist, etc., and partly because of media misrepresentation of what a successful society looks like, i.e. the masses are represented by the top 5, the masses are represented by the top 5, giving all the impression that the system is working for everyone.
Health insurance and the US healthcare system.
We have to make money to earn our right to stay alive?
Us politics and politicians, no one wants to admit how corrupt it is.
That voting Democrat or Republican has the potential to make your life better. Both are donor-driven platforms. Both use existential fear to control the voting behavior of their base, and both are turning Americans into serfs of the donor class.
Overdraft fees. Like, yeah, let's just charge this person who clearly is already struggling even more money and make it harder for them to get their account out of the red. Ridiculous.